Hey, Trailblazers! Have you ever wondered what would happen if you took every single statistic about every single US state and threw them all into a giant blender? We're talking crime rates, average paychecks, tornado touchdowns, emergency room wait times, everything. Well, we did exactly that. We hit liquefy, and what poured out is the most objective, purely numbers-based ranking of the United States you'll ever see. Welcome to Mystic Trails. Today, we're on a journey to rank all 50 states from the absolute bottom to the one state that, statistically, got its act together better than the rest. For some, this might sting a little. For others, it's bragging rights for a year. So, let's rip the Band-Aid off and start the countdown from number 50. Kicking off our list at number 50 is Mississippi. Landing at the bottom is the result of a tough triple whammy of factors. The state grapples with a top 5 ranking for violent crime and a bottom 3 position for median household income. This financial strain is compounded by a healthcare system that ranks at the very bottom in the nation. Adding to this challenging picture is the highest infant mortality rate in the country. When you combine all these data points, it paints a picture of a state facing significant hurdles, making it a clean sweep for the last spot in our ranking. Coming in at number 49 is the Bayou State, Louisiana. The numbers here tell a story of significant safety concerns, as Louisiana holds the highest murder rate in the entire country and the second highest rate for property crime. Beyond that, residents face a constant, formidable opponent in Mother Nature. Every summer, the Gulf of Mexico poses a serious threat, playing a game of will it or won't it with hurricanes that put homes and lives at risk. And as the data shows, the spoiler is that the storm clouds often gather and deliver. Next up at number 48 is Arkansas. The natural state faces a duo of serious challenges that place it near the bottom of our list. The first is a violent crime rate that is alarmingly high, surpassing even some of the roughest neighborhoods in major cities like Chicago. The second major issue is a severe doctor shortage. This lack of medical professionals feels like a problem from a bygone era, creating significant challenges for residents trying to access both emergency and routine healthcare. At number 47, we have Alabama. The heart of Dixie is facing a trifecta of stubborn issues. Educationally, test scores have been on a downward slide, posing a challenge for future generations. Economically, wages seem to be frozen in time, making it difficult for families to get ahead. And when it comes to natural disasters, Alabama sees more tornado touchdowns than a championship football team, adding a layer of physical risk to the economic and educational struggles. Our number 46 is New Mexico, the land of enchantment. While the state boasts some truly killer sunsets and a unique cultural landscape, it's dragged down by some of the most challenging crime statistics in the nation. It holds the unfortunate title for the worst property crime rate in the country. On top of that, its violent crime statistics are so high they could be mistaken for a highlight reel from a struggling nation. It's a state of beautiful contrasts, but the safety numbers are too significant to ignore. In the 45th spot is West Virginia. The mountain state is grappling with deep-seated issues that affect the health and prosperity of its residents. The opioid crisis has left a devastating mark, contributing to a high number of deaths and impacting communities across the state. This has led to the sight of ghost town main streets in once thriving towns. Economically, the median income is so low it feels like a throwback to a previous decade, as if the Y2K bug was still a relevant concern. Pulling in at number 44 is the last frontier, Alaska. Life here is a test of resilience, and the data shows why. It has the highest per capita violent crime rate in the United States. The cost of living is another major hurdle, with grocery bills for items like bananas reaching eye-watering prices due to the state's remote location. And then there's the environment itself. For 9 long months, residents endure a profound darkness that even the best Spotify playlist can't fully fix. At number 43, we find Oklahoma. This state is a true magnet for tornadoes, sitting right in the heart of a very active weather pattern. This consistent threat from nature is paired with some challenging economic and health metrics. The state faces a 5% unemployment rate, and its hospital system is ranked 46th in the nation. This creates a precarious situation where if the powerful winds don't get you, the long wait times at the hospital just might. Number 42 is South Carolina. On the surface, the state is a postcard of beautiful beaches and southern charm. However, digging into the data reveals a more complicated reality. South Carolina's violent crime rate is a staggering 40% higher than the national average. This stark contrast between scenic beauty and public safety makes living in the state feel like a coin flip between a relaxing day at the beach and a statistical risk. Rounding out our first block at number 41 is Missouri, the Show Me State. A significant portion of the state's challenges in the data comes from St. Louis, which single-handedly drags the crime graph deep into the red. But the issues aren't confined to the city. Across the state, rural hospitals are facing a crisis, shutting their doors faster than old gas stations. This decline in accessible health care for a large portion of the population is a major factor in its ranking. Kicking off the next set at number 40 is Tennessee. The vibrant glow of Nashville's neon lights and its booming music scene can't quite drown out a very serious statistic. The volunteer state has the 3rd highest violent crime rate in the entire country. The cultural attractions are undeniable, but the data tells a story of significant safety concerns. It makes you reconsider the lyrics, "Country roads, take me home," and wonder if they might lead somewhere a little bit safer. At number 39, we have the bluegrass state, Kentucky. For generations, coal was the engine of the state's economy. But the reality is that the industry isn't coming back to its former glory. The legacy of that industry lives on in the data, as the state continues to grapple with high rates of black lung disease, a somber reminder of the physical toll of that work. This economic transition and public health challenge keeps Kentucky in the lower part of our ranking. Coming in at number 38 is Arizona. Life in the Grand Canyon state can feel like a battle against the elements. Summer temperatures regularly climb to a blistering 115 degrees in the shade. Alongside this heat, the violent crime rate has been climbing just like the thermometer. And looming over everything is a potential water crisis, with the state seeming just one long drought away from a scenario straight out of a Mad Max movie. Number 37 brings us to Nevada. The wages in Las Vegas can look juicy and enticing, promising a life of excitement and opportunity. However, that glitter is offset by some harsh realities. The state's violent crime rate remains 17% above the national average, a persistent issue that impacts quality of life. Furthermore, the idea of finding cheap housing anywhere near the action is mostly a fairy tale, making the cost of living a significant challenge. In the 36th spot is the Sunshine State, Florida. While known for its beaches and theme parks, Florida living comes with a unique set of challenges. Residents face a constant barrage of hurricanes that threaten homes and livelihoods. The humidity is often so thick it feels like you're swimming through soup. And because of the storm risk, homeowner insurance premiums have skyrocketed to levels that will make you weep harder than the humid August air. At number 35 is the Lone Star State, Texas. There's no denying the economic power here, with fat paychecks available in booming cities like Austin and Dallas. But that prosperity comes with a catch. The property tax bill often arrives like a punch to the gut, taking a huge bite out of that impressive salary. And just when you think you're getting ahead, the tornado sirens blare, reminding you of the state's other constant threat. It's a package deal of opportunity and anxiety. Number 34 is Michigan. The story of Detroit's comeback is genuinely inspiring, a testament to the resilience of the Great Lakes state. It's a legitimate revival that is bringing new energy and industry. However, it seems the memo about this comeback didn't quite reach the education system. Statewide test scores remain stubbornly low, indicating a lag in an area that's crucial for long-term growth and prosperity. Next, at number 33 is Illinois. The land of Lincoln presents a tale of two states. The economic engine is undoubtedly Chicago, which carries the state's GDP with its world-class industries. But outside the city, a different story is unfolding. Runaway property taxes and a massive state pension debt are creating a financial burden so significant that it's actively chasing residents away, with many finding refuge in states like Tennessee. At number 32, we have the Buckeye State, Ohio. Ohio's placement in our ranking comes from its reputation for stability, for better or for worse. It offers rock-steady jobs and a rock-bottom cost of living, a combination that provides a solid, predictable foundation for many families. Of course, that stability comes with its own unique flavor of emotional turmoil, as the heartbreak from Cleveland sports is included at no extra charge. At number 31 is Georgia. The Peach State's ranking is heavily influenced by its sprawling capital. Atlanta traffic has become the stuff of legend. It's less a commute and more of a daily natural disaster that consumes hours of residents' lives. Alongside that, the violent crime rate in the metro area keeps ticking upward like a broken elevator, creating a persistent sense of unease that overshadows the state's southern charm. Kicking off our journey into the top 30 is Indiana. The Hoosier State offers a compelling proposition for those seeking affordability, as it's a place where your dollar can stretch quite far. However, this cheap living is balanced against a higher-than-average crime rate, which pulls it down in the rankings. And, on a lighter note, the state is governed with a particular focus on its highway system, with a governor who seems to believe that toll roads are a core personality trait. At number 29 is North Carolina. The state offers a fantastic blend of opportunity and lifestyle, particularly in the Research Triangle, where salaries are sweet and the intellectual energy is palpable. But paradise comes with a price, and in this case, it's the annual threat of hurricanes. The cost of storm deductibles on insurance can be nausea-inducing, serving as a stressful, recurring reminder of the state's geographic vulnerability. Coming in at number 28 is the Golden State, California. It's a land of incredible highs and staggering lows. On one hand, California boasts the top salaries in the entire nation, offering unparalleled career opportunities in tech, entertainment, and beyond. On the other hand, it also has the top housing prices on planet Earth, making the dream of homeownership a fantasy for many. And as a free side dish to the financial pressure, you get the constant low-level anxiety of earthquake insurance. At number 27, we have the Empire State, New York. The old saying goes, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. But the script doesn't mention what making it actually looks like. In many cases, it means paying $3,500 a month for a studio apartment that has a shower right in the kitchen. Interestingly, once you get outside of New York City, the data shows that gun crime barely registers, highlighting a major divide between the urban and rural parts of the state. Next up is Oregon at number 26. The state is known for its progressive vibe and stunning natural beauty, but it's currently wrestling with some very modern problems. The rise of tent cities in urban areas has become a significant social and political issue. In the summer, wildfire smoke can become thicker than a cup of Portland coffee, severely impacting air quality. And for those who are successful, the state's income tax rate is high enough to make CEOs blush and look admiringly at Texas. At number 25 is Colorado. The allure of the Rockies is powerful, and the state offers some incredible economic opportunities, leading to Rocky Mountain high wages. The problem? Those impressive paychecks are almost immediately erased by Rocky Mountain high rent and home prices. It's a frustrating cycle of earning more only to spend more. But you can't deny the power of those views, though. For many, the stunning landscape makes the high cost of living worth it. Coming in at number 24 is the first state, Delaware. Delaware has a unique economic identity, famously boasting zero sales tax and being the legal home to more corporations than actual residents. This business-friendly environment shapes the state's character. However, there's a serious issue that doesn't make it onto the visitor brochures: a significant and growing heroin problem that presents a major public health challenge. At number 23 is the Keystone State, Pennsylvania. Much like its neighbor Ohio, Pennsylvania's strength lies in its major urban centers. The vibrant economies and cultural scenes of Philly and Pittsburgh prop up the entire state, acting as hubs of innovation and opportunity. However, the vast expanse of land between these two cities tells a different story. Much of it just keeps rusting, a poignant symbol of post-industrial decline. Next, at number 22 is Connecticut. Get ready for some sticker shock, because the cost of living here is high enough to make your eyes water. It's one of the most expensive places to live in the country. But what do you get for that money? The high prices are offset by access to public schools and hospitals that are so good, they feel Ivy adjacent. It's a trade-off. You pay a premium, but you get a premium quality of life in return. And rounding out this section at number 21 is Rhode Island. The ocean state is famous for its small size, and that's both a blessing and a curse. The roads are notoriously bad, so full of potholes that you could genuinely lose a hubcap on your morning commute. The silver lining? You can drive across the entire state before your car's shocks have time to file for divorce. It's a place where the problems are big, but the distances are small. All right, Trailblazers, we are more than halfway through our countdown, and it's time for a quick trivia question. Which U.S. state is the only one to have a state flag with a different design on the front and the back? Think on it, and I'll have the answer for you at the very end of our journey. Now, back to the rankings. Kicking off the top 20 is Kansas. Life here can be characterized by 3 words: flat, windy, and tornadoes. The state is the official welcome mat of Tornado Alley, a fact that shapes daily life. While it may seem like a quiet place, a closer look at the data reveals a different story. The city of Wichita, for example, has a crime rate that is sneakily grim, adding an unexpected edge to this Midwestern state. At number 19, we find Wisconsin. America's dairyland is famous for its simple pleasures: delicious cheese curds, beer so hearty you can practically chew it, and a friendly, welcoming culture. This attitude is reflected in the data, with a violent crime rate that is so low it could be described as Midwest polite. The one major drawback? The winter. It has a tendency to stick around like a bad ex, long after you wish it were gone. Number 18 is Idaho. The secret is out on this Rocky Mountain gem. The state's population is currently exploding faster than home prices in Boise, which are already skyrocketing. It's a state in the middle of a massive transformation, attracting people from all over the country. Through it all, the state maintains a consistent, no-frills identity, right down to its leadership, with a governor who proudly rocks the same haircut he had in 1987. Next up at number 17 is Montana. Welcome to Big Sky Country, a place of breathtaking, wide-open spaces. But that big sky now looks down upon a bigger housing crunch, as more people flock to the state seeking that rustic dream. While the violent crime rate is reassuringly low, there's another scarcity to consider. The number of doctors per square mile is even lower, making access to healthcare a challenge in this vast landscape. At number 16, we have Nebraska. The Cornhusker State scores high marks for its core quality of life metrics. It is safe, it is affordable, and life moves at a comfortable, unhurried pace, It is perhaps a little too quiet and uneventful for some. The running joke is that the peace and quiet is so profound that teenagers make a mad dash for the excitement of Denver the very day they turn 18. Breaking into the top 15 is Maine. The Pine Tree State is a postcard brought to life with rugged coastlines and a lobster roll on every corner. The data backs up its slogan, "The way life should be," with some of the lowest violent crime rates in the entire country, making it one of the safest places to call home. But this peaceful existence comes with a trade-off. The job market can feel as frozen as the long, brutal winters, and the summer brings an invasion of tourists that can make you feel like a stranger in your own backyard. At number 14 is South Dakota. This state is a haven for those who value financial freedom. There is no personal income tax and no corporate income tax. It's a place of wide-open spaces with very few tornado sirens to worry about. The trade-off for all this freedom and solitude? You may not have anyone to share the victory with. It's a state defined by its rugged independence in every sense of the word. Just ahead of its southern sibling, at number 13, is North Dakota. Life here is shaped by two powerful forces, the economy and the weather. The state runs on boom-bust energy cycles, creating periods of immense prosperity followed by uncertainty. And the winters are not for the faint of heart. They are a true test of human limits. The result of this tough environment is an unemployment rate so consistently low that there's almost nobody left to brag about it. Number 12 is Wyoming. On paper, Wyoming looks like a paradise of personal freedom. It has low taxes, a low population, and low crime rates. It's the epitome of live and let live. However, the data reveals a deeply complicated picture. The state struggles with the highest suicide rate in the lower 48 states. It's a stark reminder that quality of life is more than just numbers on a spreadsheet, and that isolation can have a profound cost. And just missing out on our top 10, at number 11 is Minnesota. The land of 10,000 lakes has so much going for it. The public schools are great, the paychecks are chunky, and the economy is diverse and stable. It offers a high standard of living that many other states envy. But there's one enormous 6-month-long catch: the winter. The brutal cold and snow are enough to make you rethink every single life choice that led you to that point. All right, if your state hasn't been called yet, take a bow. You've officially cracked the top 10. We're about to enter the best of the best, the states that are, by the numbers, leading the pack. Let us know in the comments which state you think will take the number 1 crown, and make sure you're subscribed to Mystic Trails so you don't miss the grand finale. Now, let's get to it. Kicking off our top 10 is Utah. The Beehive State is buzzing with youthful energy and forward momentum. It's flush with new tech money, has 5 incredible national parks within easy road trip distance, and boasts the youngest population in America. It's a state built for the future. There is, however, one tiny asterisk in the data. A major earthquake fault line runs directly under Salt Lake City, a small but significant risk in this thriving state. At number 9 is the Garden State, New Jersey. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. The property taxes are so astronomically high, they seem to have their own orbit. But this is a classic case of you get what you pay for. In exchange for those taxes, residents get the number 1 ranked public school system in the nation and hospitals that feel like they offer concierge-level service. It's a high price for a high-quality life. Coming in at number 8 is Maryland. The state's prosperity is largely fueled by its proximity to Washington, D.C., with fat federal paychecks keeping the economy humming. It's also home to world-class trauma centers, like Johns Hopkins, making it a leader in healthcare. The one major factor holding it back is the city of Baltimore, where persistent and high crime numbers just won't take a hint and continue to pull down the state's overall safety score. At number 7 is Virginia. The Old Dominion is a state of balanced strengths. The money printer of Northern Virginia, with its government contractors and tech jobs, essentially keeps the entire state solvent and prosperous. Further south, Richmond's food scene is punching about 3 weight classes above its size, offering incredible culinary experiences. And when it comes to hurricanes, the state is positioned just right so that the storms usually RSVP with a maybe instead of a definitely. Number 6 is the evergreen state Washington. This is another state powered by the tech industry, with salaries so high they seem to break calculators. Adding to the financial appeal is the fact that Washington has 0 state income tax, letting you keep more of that impressive paycheck. The only catch? That stunning Seattle skyline is being constantly photobombed by an active volcano, Mount Rainier, a beautiful but nerve-wracking neighbor. Breaking into our top 5 is Hawaii. When it comes to the well-being of its residents, the Aloha State is a world leader. The health outcomes here are so good they put some Scandinavian countries to shame. But living in paradise is incredibly expensive. A gallon of milk can run you $8. And there's always the looming threat of the next Category 4 hurricane, which could potentially knock the power grid out for a month. And at number 4, we have Massachusetts. The Bay State earns its spot with a straight A report card in the areas that matter most: schools and hospitals. The quality of both is among the best in the world. Of course, this comes at a cost, with housing prices that seem to require a trust fund to afford. And anyone who has driven there knows that the residents treat their turn signals as purely decorative. Our bronze medal goes to New Hampshire. The Live Free or Die state takes its motto seriously. It boasts 0 income tax and 0 sales tax, offering incredible financial freedom. The violent crime numbers are lower than in most Canadian provinces, making it one of the safest places on the continent. And its hospitals are ranked 5th in the nation. The only downside? The black flies in May are so thick it feels like they could airlift a corgi. The silver medal and our runner-up for the best state in America is Vermont. The Green Mountain State is a powerhouse of health and safety. It's officially the safest state in the Union and is consistently ranked as one of the healthiest. Plus, the maple syrup flows cheaper than bottled water. The winters can feel like a 6-month-long mental health exam, but thankfully, high-speed broadband is creeping in, so you can now code from the comfort of your flannel onesie. And the number 1 state in America, according to the data, is Iowa. The Hawkeye State quietly earns its top spot with an incredible balance of strengths. It boasts top 5 public schools, offering a fantastic education and a cost of living that keeps it affordable for families. Culturally, it's known for its iconic pork tenderloins, which are famously the size of steering wheels. While it may not have the highest paychecks or the flashiest cities, its high marks in safety, education, and affordability create a powerful combination. It avoids the major pitfalls that drag other states down. No catastrophic natural disasters, no crippling taxes, and a crime rate that stays comfortably low. When you crunch every single number, from economics to health to safety and education, Iowa quietly and consistently lands on top. By the way, that trivia question from earlier? The only state with a 2-sided flag is Oregon. The front features the state seal, while the back features a beaver, the state animal. So what do you think of our list? Did we nail it? Or did we completely lose our minds? Sound off below about which state got robbed and which one should have worn the crown. Don't forget to like this video, share it with every smug or salty resident you know, and subscribe to Mystic Trails so you can join us for all our adventures. We'll catch you on the next trail.